is. Can't find you guys. There you are. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Dang. I don't know who needs to hear this, but Dr. Pepper is different, and we can tell. It's really annoying. I posted about it on another channel, and I got a lot of people commenting and liking, and I've asked friends recently, and they definitely agree. And the reason why is, well, maybe a year ago, I noticed that I guess my Dr. Pepper didn't have as much bite to it as it usually has, and like that's why I buy it. To me, it has more, like, it's not probably the amount of carbonation, but something about the ingredients along with the carbonation. It kind of hurts, and that's a thing that I like about it. The only thing that I drink other than this is like regular plain seltzer. I call it spicy water. And anyway, so that's why I prefer Dr. Pepper. One of the reasons why I prefer Dr. Pepper is like the amount of carbonation when it hits your tongue is like really intense. And it started tasting more caramelly, more sweet. I can really feel it on like the sides of my tongue, the sweetness. And this is like, I haven't taken my medication today. Like going on a crazy tangent. That and the carbonation did not match. I looked at the date and it was going to expire like in a week. So during that like 2-month period last fall sometime, I really paid attention to the dates on my bottles. Really had a hard time finding cans at the store. Costco stopped selling the 24-pack maybe of cans. So I wound up going online, and turns out somebody said, I've not really confirmed it with like a credible source, but from what I understand, it is basically an issue that like Dr. Pepper does not have its own distribution, or I don't know if it's distribution or filling, but what the heck? They're having to use others' facilities, Coke and Pepsi, I believe, and probably what's happening, and so this is the part that I'm just making up in my own mind, is that like in order to protect the Dr. Pepper intellectual property, they are basically giving them like a 98% recipe so that it can't be 100% copied, while Dr. Pepper is doing whatever. And if they ever do have their own production again or whatever, solve whatever the issue is, then they will, it will go back to being its own thing. But like, so like the okay, so it's BB. So Best Buy date is August 17th. Today is July 24th. So this is 3 weeks from now. This is set to expire. So I'm like, are they using other bottles and filling them late? I assume that the date gets printed after they're filled. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. That could also be one of those stipulations that, you know, a company might also put on something. It's like, you know, the Best Buy date has to be much sooner so that you have to, you know, sell it more quickly or whatever. I'm just making this up, but I do think that it's interesting. And if you all care about that sort of thing, feel free to jump in. Right now, I am just building the shelves to go downstairs to put in the tent. I got these from a local distribution center, so they arrived same day. What I was really trying to do, a lot of the stuff that I've gotten for my tent, I've gotten used, when I quotes, because it's used but new in the box. Somebody bought it or somebody gifted it or some whatever, and they're selling it on Facebook Marketplace. And I just could not for the life of me find a shelf that was the size that I need to fit the vision that I have. And my tent is only 2 by 4 feet. So it's a pretty limited space, and I really kind of just needed to have a very specific thing. And this was the one. Unfortunately, I got it from the Big Bad AC. But hopefully the size will be perfect for what I need. Sorry for the noise. I'm just now realizing that it's using my webcam, so hopefully it takes care of the sound. Okay, so these are the shelves. Legs. So there are 2 separate shelves, which means there should be 8 total long legs, and I believe that these come in sections of 3 or 4. So, yeah, there's probably like 16 in here, at least. Okay, actually, this is all for one shelf. All right, so one thing I do want to do before I actually put all this together is put together one leg, see what the total height is. When I was looking up the measurements, there was another item that looked exactly like this. I'm pretty sure it's just a different listing for the same item, just, you know, different description or whatever. And the height was like 3 inches difference. And I don't know if that can be accounted for with just the feet that you use to adjust or level. So I want to build one full leg out. It said 57 inches. The height of the grow tent is 60. The other item that I looked at that looked just like this was like the halves were 30 and were 30.4 inches. So maybe if you're doubling that, you only have one set of legs, and maybe that's how they account for it. Anyway, I'm gonna put this together. Man, oh man, I'm gonna have to post an edited version of this because I'm just absolutely rambling. Can't have that. All right, so this is piece B. This is piece A. B. And Okay, so these are the tops, these are the bottoms, and these are the middle. It's off the ground. Less noise, I think. All right. So it looks like in the instructions there are two Bs connected. Oh, that's interesting. Where is the piece? Interesting. All right. I'll use the directions. Golly, they can't just make stuff like. Interesting. All right, so very interesting. Very interesting. So it looks like I actually may be able to build this down there. Attach the 4 E's. So what I thought this was an issue of connecting all of these pieces with like those push pins. But what it actually looks like is that the only thing that attaches everything together are the shelves themselves, which, given the fact that these are the exact measurement that I need, I will overlook that. So basically what I'm saying is these are not adjustable shelves. These shelves are not made to go up and down. They have a fixed height, which isn't ideal, but I may be able to get away with one shelf being out, which will help me get to what I want. So I will, okay, so now that I'm looking at this, let me show you. Let's see if I can show you here. All right. So as you can see, this part, these are just interlocking, but they're not like set. So if you turned it upside down, it would just, you know, it's not like a screw in, like your more heavy duty metal shelves. And then on this side, all of these screws, which attach the actual shelves, that's what holds everything together. So they are not adjustable, which, like I said, same day, the other measurements are perfect, so I can overlook that. But it is going to change a little bit of the order that I'm going to do this. So what I was going to do was build the shelves, take out everything that was in there, and then yeah, okay. So change of plan. Let's how much battery do we have? All right. So first what I'm going to do is take 5 minutes and move everything out that's down there. I can show you my grow tent. I have not said that word. I hear that if you say like the more important words for your stream, like the first couple of minutes, it helps things out. Oh, you're not even in the right spot. So that's what I'm working with. These two over here, I bought on Facebook Marketplace for about half of what you buy them retail. And then over here, it's just a bunch of bottles, salsa, pasta sauce, stuff like that. Here, um, is just what is this? Coca Core and vermiculite. And I'm starting some. What am I doing in there? Alliums and root vegetables. So I'm going to. What am I going to do? I'm going to set this. What am I going to do? No, that's not safe for my relatively new laptop. I really do need to organize this space. Usually when it comes to my hobbies, I'm very organized, but I also have noted in myself that, like, me being really organized does not necessarily translate to me being productive in my hobby. So, like, you know, it doesn't always make sense. Ah, that damn fly. I swear you made it. Alright, so I'm going to take out this stuff. I got some good stuff in here. Let's see if I can raise this up. I'll make a mess. I'm not going to do too much because it is full of 3 liters of water. But I've got my bok choy here on the right. In the middle, there's a tomato. What is that? That's not sage. That's what happens when you don't label your plants, kids. Label your plants. And then I got my Guardians of the Garden. I'm gonna be these are my little Warhammer 40K things that I don't really. I always say I'm gonna paint them, and then like I'll do like a month of painting, and then I'll put it away for 2 years. So anyway, these are my next set when I'm ready, and they're just guarding things down here. So I've been keeping my plants company. Take those guys out. See how much battery I have left. Okay. And this is the one that I'm really looking forward to harvesting. Not harvesting. Some of this stuff actually, some of this actually could be harvested. But I'm really looking forward to transplanting this stuff out into some flat bins that I have. So actually, as I'm holding this, note, if you are moving these, put your hands on the sides, not in the middle. That was not a smart move. But also, like that other one, if I were holding it the same way, it would have been easier to move just because of the shape. So anyway, just be careful. And you don't really want to touch the nutrients, so if you do spill them, then, you know, try to clean up after yourself. And use gloves, or, you know, just keep your space clean. I'm not, I do have challenges with, like, because I have a 9-month-old, and I'm working full time, so some things don't get done, and, you know, when not everything gets done, only the stuff that needs to happen gets done, like making sure that my plants don't die. So it's not, the grow tent is not as clean as I'd like it, but I'm working on it. But today will be a good opportunity for me to clean it out. 11%. So I'm basically just trying to take everything out to the point where I can easily remove these shelves, which I literally zip tied in here like 4 days ago. That is literally called basically pointing out all of my mistakes, and everything is still alive. So, like, you know, it's not as complicated sometimes. To get started, you literally don't even need. You can literally get started with just water. There are a lot of plants that only need water to survive for a limited amount of time. Some people say forever, but nutrients do help it taste better. So, you know, there is that. But it is possible. So literally, if you have a seed or a clipping, something that you bought, at the market or at the store, then let's see here. Okay. Where did I have this disconnected? I guess I did. Not terrible. Not the best, but not terrible. This is my oregano. That wasn't doing too hot, but it started to root, so that's good. Try not to dry that buddy out. Okay. All right. And then I will move this. Where's the best place for this? Oh, man, that oregano smells so good. All right, I think... Mother effer, get out of here. I think that's pretty good for the most part. I'm going to just unplug everything. I'm just going to turn this off. There we go. And then when I come back down here, I can kind of actually clean this up, take the shelves out, and then put new shelves in. All right, 10% left. See, I knew we could do it. I knew we could do it. All right. This is first live, but it's my first live where I'm on camera, I guess. Okay, low battery. Yes, I know. Having to use my computer because I have no subscribers. Or I have 8, I guess. Thanks, you 8. Appreciate you. Having to use the webcam forces me to work more simply. I think using the phone and my camera, the Osmo Pocket 3, highly recommend it. I think that using those makes me overcomplicate things. I have a background in filmmaking, so there's probably some of that that's just me, but that's my experience. All right, let's I don't kind of know how. What is this? Okay, nobody wants to look at my close-up face. Okay, yeah. Definitely need to do an edited version. Chapters and all that good stuff. Dishes. Definitely got to do that before my wife gets home in the next 45 minutes. So we're going to make this quick. I think it'll go quick. I haven't eaten. Not the most productive of my days. Luckily, I'm off today, so I think kind of just focused on what I can get done that are things that I can do when only I am home. There are a lot of chores that I do, while I'm watching my kid from the other side of the room. But I can't do a lot of chores everywhere right now just because he's in that almost gonna crawl, constantly falling on his head, on his face, on his whatever, kind of phase. And so there's just certain things that I can't get done right now when he's home. So My kid, not my husband. I'm married to a woman. See, but it's not the same as the original Dr. Pepper. Damn it. If so, please, Dr. Pepper, if you hear me, if you hear this, can you just confirm that I'm right? Go back to the beginning of the video, first 4 minutes. Please just tell me. All right. Let me reposition this. We've been live for 26 minutes. I've not cursed or picked my nose yet, so that's a pretty good starting point. Don't put your keys on camera, Marjorie. All right. Okay. So the feet. I also realize that's another thing. So some people would think that they can use this without feet, but if you're building it according to the directions, you could use it without the feet, but it will be less stable if you're building it according to the directions, which are up there somewhere, and now I'm going to do it by memory, and that's fine. All right. They're in here somewhere, I think. Maybe. Sorry for the metal noise. Sorry. Oh, what's this? Oh, those are right. Yeah. Wow, these are bigger than I thought. Interesting. Okay. So I should do this part first. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely short enough. All right. I was afraid that it was going to be too tall, but definitely not too tall. Hopefully you guys aren't listening to what I'm listening to, because then that'll be a problem. Let's just check. Bluetooth. Yeah, it's off. Okay, cool. So right now, I'm just trying to make this a little bit more efficient. I'm doing the bottom of the legs first, screwing in the feet. Now that I kind of understand the design, which isn't bad, it's just not what I thought it was. And if you listen to, 10 minutes in, you will, you'll see what I mean, which may help you decide whether or not you want to purchase this. I saw a lot of comments that it was like perfect for the space that, according to size, and other people were like, it's way too small. So like, it's either here nor there. The measurements are in there, I know that my perception is like it was bigger or smaller or whatever, but the measurements are on there, so. Okay. Yes. Okay. pens. Let's see if I need. So I believe that these are all the same. These E pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. E. There are 5. There we go. I didn't mention what I thought my vision was, and just in case I don't get around to it in this particular video, although I hope that I'll be fast, is that right now I just have 2 shelves on the bottom that fill the entire tent. They're basically like 20 inches by 4 feet, so it fills the entire thing. What I want to do, and obviously they're being held up by egg crates, which is not, or egg crates, no, milk crates. But what I'm hoping for is that I bought 2 of these shelves. These shelves are the perfect footprint, but they are small. They're narrow and short. So I'm actually going to put one on either side, and I'm going to leave the middle empty. And that way I can put trays on each side, and then I can have my taller plants in the middle. Each tier for the trays, or seedlings or whatever it's going to be, will be illuminated by its own lights. I think I have enough for that. And then I'll have lights at the top of the grow tent that will light the large ones that are going to be on the floor. I don't really have anything for that right now, but I am hoping to use, I have a, what is it called? They're like the 5 or 7 tier system. I forget what it's called. And people typically use them with potting soil, but it has been used hydroponically. I have to figure out how I'm going to water it and how much of that water is going to wind up, for lack of a better word, on the floor, because I don't really have like a mechanism for holding the pots suspended or on top of a reservoir that I trust, like how solid it is. So either I'm going to have to get another shelf for that. I'm still trying to figure that part out. So anyway, but there will be 1 shelf over here, 1 shelf over there, and there will be empty space in between, and that's actually what I want. So, okay. I'm gonna play this. like, just to build these easily, especially at the beginning when you don't have anything to brace it against, makes you, no matter how gracefully you build it, makes you look like and feel like a complete imbecile and an idiot. In my expert opinion. On with the second one now that I understand how to build it. All right. So I built the two bases, and what I was mentioning earlier in this video was that the style of these shelves is such that you basically build the base first, and all of the shelves are at a fixed height, and the screws that go into the shelves are what keep the legs all together. So basically, either it's a full shelf, it's a half shelf, or it's no shelf. And all of the shelves are at a fixed height, which is not ideal for hydroponic growing, but I'm gonna see how far I can get with it. I also think that because of some other bracing that I can put in, what I can do is take out one of the shelves depending on which shelf I want to use for more advanced plants or taller plants. So I think because it's supposedly 57 inches total, I'm going to try my luck at building one entire shelf and taking it down there and seeing if it will fit. And the other one, I'll wait to see what happens. Okay, so these are the legs, which are already kind of assembled, but not screwed in, obviously, because the screws also go into the shelves themselves. The holes are not lined up yet, but I can do that in a second. The last thing I want to do is add these cross braces before what color underwear am I wearing today? Ah, black. Good job. All right. These up here already. I feel like I lost it. Oh well. All right, now that these cross braces are in, remember, these are disconnected in like 3 different spots. So I'm not going to move it too much. I'm just going to put in the top. I'll probably put in the middle shelf and go from there. So another thing, mainly for weight distribution, I'm trying to make sure that I pay attention to if the shelves are upside down or not. Like this one, I literally put that in here upside down. The other one I did correctly. That one I may need to redo, but I can do that later once it's in there. All right, so this is going to be the top. This is a little bit bent. Don't love that, but it's not holding a ton of weight, so I'm just going to go with it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. Like I said, my intention is to have taller plants at the bottom because they're heavier, and also heat rises. So to support seedlings, I'll have those on the top levels where it's a little bit warmer. A couple of these are a little bent, but it's not going to impact the usefulness of it. Hopefully, if there truly is like an actual bend that's not in a great place, it'll be something that I can correct by hand. We'll see. So I will probably have to end this live after I get the first one in there, just based on what time it is right now. So let me actually double check. Yeah. Yep. Gonna have to call it here, guys. Darn it. I'll get these last two shelves in and then I'll take it downstairs and then let's see. You know that feeling when like I'm not trying to be sexist, but well, okay. I don't know about you, but when my wife texts me on my way home, you should see me. I'm like, and it's not because like I'm gonna get in trouble or anything like that, but like, you know, I've learned in my 5 years of being with her, and I imagine a lot of people are like this, is that, you know, she has certain triggers, and like, you know, one of her triggers, a lot of people's triggers, especially if you work outside of the house, you work long hours, like in a certain environment, and then you come home and it's just like a mess. Like that can be really triggering. I work from home, and so I see it all the time. But when she leaves in the morning and she comes back in the afternoon or the evening and everything is cleaned, like it has a really positive impact on like the next 12 hours of like everything. And I have my stuff that's like that too. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not just because I'm complaining, but like most people have a thing that sets them off in a way that, you know, it can really make or break the rest of their day. And for me, you know, there are certain things that I just clean very automatically, and, you know, rushing around for 15 minutes to get things ready so that we can have like a really good evening, it costs me nothing, and it usually gets my heart rate up for a nice 10-minute chunk, going up and down the stairs, finishing up a couple tasks, wiping down the countertops. It doesn't take much. And like, if that is the one thing that like can put your partner in a good mood for like the rest of the night, why not do it? Also, we do have a baby, and when things are not where they should be, like, the diapers on both floors need to be refilled, and like, I need to bring up more formula from the basement, and all of those things. And so making sure that those things are where they need to be will make my life easier, will make her life easier, will make our child more comfortable. So, and I think she knows, there's probably a part of her that knows that like I liked to get ready for her to come home, whatever that means for me. I'm the type of person that feels like I need to like emotionally prepare for a lot of things. I think that that's why she tells me, because it will get me ready for her to come home. And it will allow me a peaceful amount of time that like I know I have the next half an hour to myself, and the things that I absolutely need to do for me, I'm going to get those things done. So anyway, that has nothing to do with reorganizing a hydroponic tent, but there you go. Okay. Let's see if we can, I don't even know, I don't even know where she was, so I don't really know how much time I have. Oh my God. 14 minutes ago. Wait, what? Okay, cool. I got a little while. All right, I got 20 minutes, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take y'all downstairs. I'm going to clear everything out really quickly. I'm going to throw this in there. I'm going to bring up a couple things from the basement, and then we'll say goodbye. So this is the first shelf. I'm only going to do, like I said, guys, it does not hold itself together. I can't believe I missed that. Okay, so that's true. If I actually am not going to put a shelf down there, I'm probably going to have to use zip ties. How am I going to do this? I'm just going to put this in for the time being, and we'll go from there. Man, this part is really bent. I do not like that at all. Whew. Okay, well, easy to bend back. That's probably why they're so effed up. If I find any that are really bad, that will be pretty bad. I'll bend it back. If it were in the middle, it'd probably be a bigger deal, like in these rungs, but they're over here on like the corner, so it's not a huge deal. Still don't love it though. At this point, I'm going to give this item probably 3 stars on Amazon. We'll see. I'm at a 3 right now. Mainly because of directions and that it was bad. I got, yeah, okay. The delivery is not their fault. Or like, it being packed too tightly in a truck or something. Okay. Here we go. Oh my goodness. All right, got 15 minutes, so let's go downstairs and see about fitting this in the grow tent. Interesting. Okay. Is this like on the long list of stupid things that YouTubers do? I'm also trying to avoid some private information, so that's mostly why I'm at such an odd angle. You know, let's see. Yep. Oh my god, I've never been so unprepared in my life. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to call it here. No one's going to watch this, so it doesn't matter anyway. Thanks for hanging out. I will post another video later, probably tonight when I have more time, and get these things all back to where they need to be. I'll probably do a live and then I'll do a separate edit. All right, thanks guys.